If you want to play elite coverage in Madden 25, you need to be able to guard normal and doubles flex Y off close, because they are the most popular offenses by far in regular online and competitive Madden. So in this video, I'm going to show you the hybrid coverage shell you can use to completely shut those meta players down and win more games on defense. To cage the normal Y off close and doubles flex Y off close meta, you only need a few adjustments, and you're going to be able to stop about 90% of their most common plays. So right now I am in the cover 4 quarters defense in dime 3-2. More specifically, if I go to my coaching adjustments, I have base align on, auto flip off, my zone drops are all set to default, that's really important. And then on top of that, I'm going to set my shell to cover 0. The cover 0 just allows you to disguise your shell a little bit better, and I think that the right side safety comes down a little bit more and inside, which I really like, or I rather should say the tight end side safety. It's not always the right side safety. So we have all of those coaching adjustments, and we're going to call cover 4 quarters. Now let's start with the most common play that they'll run, which is Y sail, okay? Now to set this up, I like to show blitz, and if you don't want to press, I completely understand, because I think it's actually better to back off. So after show blitzing, you're going to press triangle and then the right trigger, and that's going to back off the outside corners. I think that makes this a little bit better, and on top of that, it prevents you from getting bombed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this linebacker on the right and I'm going to move him over, so we still have that loop meta that so many people are running because it's a great blitz. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the tight end side corner in an outside third. Then we're going to put the tight end side safety, we're going to man him up on the tight end, and we're going to shade outside. That's all we're going to do. Those are pretty much the only adjustments you have to make. So show blitz, run the triangle R2 technique, and that'll back off your corners. And then of course, we're going to outside third the tight end side guy, and then man up the tight end side safety to the tight end and shade outside, okay? It seems like a lot of adjustments, but I promise in game, you actually can do all of them. So first, let's start with Y sail. If they run Y sail, number one, the running back table is going to be covered. The tight end corner is going to be covered, and the drag route will be your responsibility. With your user running this defense, you are going to very simply play like a 3-rec hook actually would. You're going to sit about here in the defense, you're going to cover the drag early, and then if you'd like, you can come up to any backside posts or things of that nature, okay? Remarkably simple stuff. Now, some players, if they are pretty elite, they think they know what they're doing, they will actually reverse the tight end streak and the corner. This is where the outside third comes in, because if I were to just leave the quarter, this wouldn't work at all. But the outside third, because we're in a cover 4 quarters defense, will keep its match responsibilities. So what you'll actually see is that if I try to throw this corner, the outside third actually matches onto him. It's not like a regular outside third. It'll match onto them, and the majority of the time, you'll get a pick out of it, right? Which makes it super effective. So they can't even reverse their Y sail, and this one's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to run it anyway. If they try to, very easily, run the streak combo where they try to throw the tight end seam or the streak to circle and any backside route, well, you're going to see the tight end is of course covered, and then of course so is the slot receiver. Granted, it's practice mode, they'll just catch anything. You could see that's all covered, right? So then let's go to the second most common play, which is PA snag, right? And the way people run PA snag, there's a couple setups, but the most common one that I'm seeing is a streak on the middle receiver, the slot receiver, and a drag on the tight end. Now remember, your user has to keep the responsibility of a 3-rec, this area of the field. Very important. So let's set it up one more time. Outside third, do everything we're supposed to be doing, and what you're going to notice is that when I call this play, the tight end drag is manned up, so it's going to be pretty well covered. The post is bagged, the hitch route is bagged, and the streak is also bagged. Let's go on instant replay and actually take a look at it so you guys don't have to take my word for it. This streak is completely covered. This post is matched by the slot corner quarter flat, and everything else is also covered. So this hitch route, this drag, there is a window to throw it, I will admit. There is a window to throw this drag, but they're only going to get about 3-4 yards. So that's PA snag. Another way that they may run PA snag, because I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, okay, well, now everything's covered. Some people do this, okay? This is a little bit better against our defense, but as long as you're aware with your user and sitting in the part of the field that you're supposed to, right here, okay, you're still going to do a great job against even this play call. So when I snap the ball, you're going to see the drag on the tight end bagged, post is bagged. You just have to be aware of that slant. But once again, if you're sitting in the spot you're supposed to, so if you are sitting, once again, in this area, you're going to see that slant coming and you could follow it. And if you really like to, this is a free defender. He's covering nothing. Sometimes he'll cover a running back table if it's there, but the majority of the time he's covering nothing. You could switch stick to him and cover the slant. The post is pretty well bagged, right? So you're able to cover, you know, the two most common plays by a lot. Like, they're completely caged. So then let's take a look at the last play that people use in this formation, which is motion angle Y wheel, where they will drag their outside receiver and streak their running back, okay? Once again, set everything else up the exact same way. You're going to see, just like so. The outside third, also very important as usual. Now, once again, your user is responsible for this area of the field. And what you're going to see is, as long as your user is there, you're going to see that the running back streak is going to be your responsibility, because everything else is pretty well covered. Granted, the drag was open there. The majority of the time, the drag will be covered by the outside player. This is something I've noticed in practice mode, where this player and this player don't do great against the drag. But if you have high overall players, they do a really, really good job. I believe play recognition is the most important stat here. So if you're here and you suspect they're running motion angle Y wheel, right? They've run every other play. Your responsibility has to be that running back streak. Now, if you're an advanced player, you could switch stick the running back streak if you would like to, but I would just recommend you user it, all right? Once again, you sit in this spot, go cover the running back streak. As you can see right there, the drag's completely bagged. That's more what it would look like. So take a look here. The corner route that they love to throw, completely bagged. The crosser, completely bagged. The tight end wheel, completely bagged. Now, if you want to, there's two options here. We can user the running back, or if we're not worried about the drag, it's well covered, which it usually is, you could switch stick and pull up to the running back streak, right? So in essence, the three most common plays that they'll run in the normal Y off close or the doubles flex Y off close formation are completely caged by only 2 coverage adjustments and a couple alignment adjustments. It's really basic, and I highly recommend you use this defense when you're playing the doubles or normal Y off close meta that lots of people are using online.